It's all right. It's okay. Doesn't really matter. You're all right. I think you go. It's what I think. It's all right. We're fine. Doesn't matter. All right. So, getting to the end of the day. And you know, I'm a brand new break. They do it by the day. He's got Jeopardy being strapped on me. Rob Smith here's April 5th, 2026. And I hope you all are alive, or pretending to be at least. I've got Easter stuff here. This is from Here Comes. Oh, I don't have my rabbits. Where my rabbit? Rabbit saw that all over. Where'd we go? My bunny is passed away. Oh, I got another bunny. Not funny. There's this bunny. And there's this bunny. And here's Hippy Hoppy. I picked this up over at oh, my lights are all on. No, they're not all on. Hold on. Some light on this. There we go. This is a little children's book I got at Ollie's. I think it's a nifty little idea, which I think has been done in different ways. This is how this has been done before is using puppets, and you'd have paper puppets that would go to each page, or you would flip the page over for others. The little puppet things, and especially for a cardboard thing like this is actually pretty pricey if I remember. $8 for this. Happy Easter. So I hope y'all are doing okay. I'm not showing that I'm live. This is all kinds of fun. I'm still not showing I'm live. Am I on Facebook? Yeah, there we go. Oh, I just started this a little later than maybe I should have. There we go. If anybody's here, thank you for being here. If you click the like button, I really appreciate it. Wait a minute, I got something weird going on here. What's Q about? Oh, and a playlist. What playlist? Oh, there we go. Oh, what the heck that was? There's something new up here. Oh, go away. Whatever that is. It's about Q and a playlist. What the playlist is. Can I get rid of that? Well, you don't understand. Oh, there we go. I don't know what that was about. All right, something strange. Q cleared. I don't know. I had any Q here at all, or R's or L's or T's or whatever. Let me see if I can get back up here so I can see what's going on. Nope, still can't. Hold on. There we go. So I picked this up at Ollie's, and I just think it's cute. So instead of the paper doll version, I've got one with Shirley Temple, actually. You got a little paper doll Shirley Temple, you put her on each page. Instead, this bunny pops up on each page. Wow. And you read a little skippity, skippity little bunny. Can you see your friends? I'm reading it for you because I figure you probably can't read it. And then here's cheap, cheap. They found some eggs down where the rainbow ends. You know, I've read about up to this point. I've read about 30 books this year, and all of them are just are not quite as complicated as this. I know that sounds amazing, but it's true. Anyway, cheap, cheap. They found some eggs down where the rainbow ends. I think it's a cute little thing, and I like it. So there's a bunny's leaping, and Literally, you can actually do a whoop. It's really leaping. It sounds hard to do. How's a little child maneuver this? All right, that's not that's one version, but I'll leave bunnies out of it. And then there's this one, 1, 2 peep. One peep hops down the bunny lane. Usually the books I read, they only have symbols because it's hard to read 3 letters, if you know what I mean. Um, 2 splash in springtime rain, selling the bunny peeps, and all selling all different colored peeps. Now, how does a peep drive a car? I don't know, but next time you have a peep, put it in your car in the front seat, right in front of the steering wheel, and see what happens. If your car starts to go away, well, anyway, here's peep. 4 peeps search for Easter eggs. It's so complicated. Anyway, so it goes all the way down. It goes all the way up to 6. I don't want to go past 6 because it confused me at least. Anyway, I think this is a neat little thing. It's of course it's selling peeps, whereas this isn't selling anything. But this is all made by the same people, and I think they're neat. I got them at Ollie's for $2, and I thought it was especially the peep thing was funny and unusual. There you go for your reading pleasure. Now, where am I? Where are my pens? Here they are. My last page you'd ever look for. I'm gonna do 2 things. One is, I'm gonna draw something right now, and then I'm going to what should I draw? Anyone here? Thank you for being here. I'm gonna click the like button, the thumbs up in this case. Thumbs up. Thank everyone who's been subscribing. I appreciate it. What, now I did not bother to look. I could just start drawing a bunny thing. Why not? I'm going to also ink something here. I'm sorry, I just realized it's still no, I didn't put it in a scanner. Where did I do with it? That's all right. I lost it. Here it is. I'm also gonna ink this. I realized I actually need to paint that. Oh my goodness, that's right. I saw it earlier and forgot. Of course, then I don't know where the paint is. Yeah, I forgot I got brush this because I'm gonna ink this also while I'm in the area. Go finish this up. I remember as I started to do this earlier today, I painted this during my live at Facebook today. I realized I was gonna be doing the same colors. I'm not gonna color the eggs just to make it a little easier. Plus, this is supposed to be taking place somewhere, 1930s or 20s, somewhere in there in Florida. And really, colored eggs weren't quite the fashion then. A, a little having colored anything was pretty much impossible. So I got a little bit of color, a little shade. Just use the purple. I didn't color her in either, so I'll just do that real quick. I'm gonna know. So I'm gonna ink this. I'm gonna ink these with a number of brown pens. Oh, they're over here. Brown pens I have. But first, I was gonna do a little improv. So let's do that. Back to wherever I am. Now, what building? Oh, Bill Dussinger. Hello, Bill Dussinger. What do you suggest? Anyone die? You know, I just like you don't want to really you don't want to really see what Bill Dussinger posts because more likely it could be you there. You could be dead. Always posting dead people. I am dead. I don't know who's I'm not paying attention to who's died recently. I've lost track. I apologize. Please get me up to date. I haven't seen you post anything recently about dead. I think you posted something about an award or something, but I could be wrong. All right, what could so one thing I'm going to be doing here, Bill Dussinger, and this is going to be taking place here too. I'm going to get more into Florida, and it's gonna take more of a Florida vibe. So the swampy Florida page I have here is gonna kinda swing more over this way, something I've been thinking about for quite a while, but discussing this with our friend Melissa Busby, she's a real good help in getting you thinking about stuff. I really need to take advantage of all this stuff I have, all this memorabilia. I was I'm doing a move, and I just bagged this wonderful little book I picked up, St. Petersburg: An Informal History. A lot of people don't know about all there's so much. It was really St. Petersburg is named that because of a fellow by the name of now I'm gonna fall apart. Dietra. He's from Russia, and he decided to start a train over in Oakland, Florida, and he decided to run it westerly and then westerly up to a place that later became known as Oldsmar after Ransom Olds, who did the cars, yes, and then went a little further west and came south into what we now call St. Petersburg, which he named St. Petersburg. That's how that came about. But anyway, all that kind of knowledge is for what it's worth. There are things that I'll be working from. How about that? How are you, Bill Dustin? Are you still here? Has anyone died? I should do, what should I do? I should do, the Easter Bunny as a Grand Inquisitor, I mean, for, what's the death thing? No, I'm not gonna do that. Just something simple. I'm just gonna keep my hand going because I gotta be careful if I'm not tomorrow, I've got a meeting at this time, actually, with one of our gubernatorial candidates this time tomorrow, but realize I've been keeping the eyes too close, so how do you solve that? Make the face smaller. Yeah. Anyone died, Bill? Give me a few minutes. You may be able to do one of me. Bill posts I don't know if he does that on Facebook or not. I don't know, do you, Bill? Do you post, the death notices? I can't find your, now let me get to your page. Burr, 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 burr. Open image and new tab is what I wanna do. Alright, well, thank you for being here, Bill. He, does a graphic of such. I've had someone die. My cousin Cindy died a week ago today. I wasn't here. I was visiting her. Knew she wasn't doing well. Well, I found out she wasn't doing well out of the clear blue sky. Not even a week, not a few days beforehand. So we went to go see her. I'm not real close to that side of the family, so I like Cindy and I liked her father who died in October. So this will be not really. I don't really know the family. Went to the hospital a week ago, and I didn't know who anybody was. My brother, half brother Jeff, was filling me in. Why he's half brother, he's more aware of what's going on around him than I am. Let's see, I just run ahead, I don't know what to do with the rest of it. You gotta do something completely different just because I don't know why a swordsman came into mind. Bill Dussinger does that to me. I was thinking of Peter, why can't I think of Peter's last name all of a sudden, the fellow found in St. Petersburg? But actually, there's a lot more to that story. He's amongst so many who come to Florida with money and lose it all. That will happen to I guarantee you it will happen to Donald Trump. It happens to every who I heard, Mark Zuckerberg came. He will lose all his money. They all do. It just we don't let you get out alive with cash. That now how would Bill do that graphic? You don't. It's just a reality. I've challenged folks before. Show me one person who's come out of here alive with money. Name one. Go ahead. I curious, Davy Jones came here from the Monkees and died over in Palm Beach County. I wonder if he had any money left over, but he didn't. I was gonna make this a scarf, maybe I'll make this a little cape. Now, from now on, really the post I'm just doing this because it's Easter, I'm drawing bunnies, but I'll be doing, really much more involving, and this actually could be Florida history if I'm doing like a piratey guy, there's a thought. Florida's really pirates thought they'd come here. Well, much like the rich those who come here rich, Wow, did they get wiped out. Florida was not easy to get into back in the 16 and 1500s. There were no ports. In fact, there was enough indentation for the ships to get in here, and they knew they had to come in by dinghy from the ship itself, and they thought there were riches here, and there were none. I'm not sure. Am I missing maybe I should try refreshing this and see if that makes a difference. I've had to do that over at, Facebook. It won't show me conversations. No, same thing. Just checking. Facebook won't show me the chat. I have to refresh it every few minutes. I just learned this overnight the hard way. I seem to be come across rude because I didn't. I kept saying there's nobody here and there are people posting. Well, that didn't come across very nicely. So I'm drawing a pirate without pants. Hide your eyes. But most of the pirating stories of Florida are a lot of silliness. The whole Gasparilla thing is all made up nonsense. I helped make up some of it, by the way. I know I should know. Because more people want this stuff than it's real. And I've got myself in a spot. I've got a bunny with a sword. There we go. Make your line so it aids the action of it. Because of projects I've done, I've had to study what we call pirate ships, not necessarily ones that came to Florida. Not that we're really sure what those were anyway. Only if they sunk, and that's the most success a lot of pirates had involving Florida was sinking ship. If you'd like to learn more about pirates in Florida, there's a lot of books, fiction and nonfiction. The most recent, not, and I usually rarely ever used to recommend anything written in the last number of years, but I recommend a book called Born to Be Hanged from a fellow out of Pensacola. Really good book on pirating, specifically out of Pensacola, which is where it was a little easier to do pirating because you had islands and things you could land on. They didn't have hostile individuals otherwise. I'm gonna focus more on specific locations and some of my enormous amount of Florida memorabilia, such as I've just been focusing on I've already put it over there, but I just been focusing on a brochure I have from, 60 50s, like, it's around 1960 about the Suwannee River Wilderness Drive, and that's actually where the picture I worked from to do this color one's from. Where it went. There you go. This is part of that brochure, which I do not have now handy. But this is there's it's in black and white. I mean, just generally is what it's not showing any of these children or bunnies or anything. It's just showing actually those ruts where wagons or cars have gone through. Could be from the 50s. I mean, 40s. I'm not sure. But I'm going to put some time into this, uh, which I'd say is from the 60s, early 60s. This statue, I understand, got rebuilt. I've not gone there to check, and I have a state park pass, and it's not all that far away. I need to go check that. But this whole thing was a tattered mess. It stands 20 feet off the ground. This tip top, about 20 feet off the ground. It's really tall, quite a sculpture. But his head, body, the sword, everything was gone. Not sword, the spear, and parts of this were all gone. But I'll get into more at some of these state parks, and I have tons of park brochures. I'm just using this because it's funner than the ones being. I was just looking at one for one of my favorite parks in the state, Tarkiln. I have from a few years ago. It's a boring, just boring. It's just how we are today. We're so boring today. But you can, I mean, there's just you just look at this and say, "Where is this? I wanna go." Instead, the ones have these boring graphics that are static. I'm glad hopefully Bill isn't here anymore because graphics today are so boring and staid and look manufactured, and there's just nothing to 'em. There's some style in there. There's some little style, the yellow, the red, the green, there's some style, and of course, the photo, which really sells it. Even that, there's some cool stuff. You don't see this being done anymore. Like, even the font being used. It looks old-fashioned, or does it sell? If the point is to sell the place, that's why you have this thing. When you're making them, I'm making them. I mean, here, I've got this. Here's a thing for, this is just simply something typed up fast for a group out with the North Brevard Historic Foundation. This is some of the events coming up. They have about as much, most graphics today aren't any better than that. It's just, I mean, why not just do this and just skip all the try to make it look snazzy, or even this. This has a lot more energy in it. And it's just because the kiddies today just don't. They've not brought up with anything in style, so everything's yuck. A whole lot of yuck. So I hope to share more of those. And so here's what the people do today. The people today tell you that stuff's old fashioned. So if you think it's old fashioned, then you shouldn't be looking at it. Don't listen to them. They're dead wrong and a bunch of clowns. You look at it because it's more interesting and it's better. The stuff today is boring and just awful stuff. Not and missing cleverness and so much more. And beware, folks today try to tell you stuff so they can try to sell, but you don't need a lot there. Now, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's a ship, and or make that a little stronger than I have. What time is it? I was gonna do some more, but it was pretty quiet here. I know I should do this around 10 o'clock at night. Everybody comes out then. Oh, I should say Happy Easter to Bill Dussinger. I guess he did an Easter graphic. I didn't see it on Facebook. Again, I don't know if he does one here or not. He should. Not that I get much reaction to stuff here. Maybe he would. And I don't know enough about the architecture to say whether that it should be a rounded window or not. So I take a chance there. Certainly wouldn't have had glass in it. Probably not rounded. I know the other thing is I should stay here longer than an hour. I may at some point. I just got stuff to do. I'm moving and I've got I'm been sleepy here, not helping. But tomorrow this time I'll be in a meeting with folks. I have no idea. You can think this is anything you want it to. It could be a ship, it could be anything. There you go. Give me just a moment to change gears here. There we go. Well, I see my friend Alfred Reed out of Dublin, Ireland has done a drawing of me. Shows how much I need to lose weight, which I take no offense to because it's true. And I probably am with all this moving stuff I'm doing. Today I've been really tired. I didn't sleep right last night, and I'm really tired. It's not good when I have so much to do. I've got a bunch done today, but not like I did yesterday. I got a lot of stuff done. I did a live, a lot more energy than I do right now. I don't know when I'll do a live again. I just need to make sure I keep drawing, and right now I'm not I don't have anything planned, except I'm gonna be at this meeting tomorrow. Well, I have some other things I planned. I don't remember. I'll have to go check. I just gotta keep packing and get ready to go. And I'm trying to also stay organized, and that's tough. And also, I've changed I'm gonna turn this more into a Florida page, so it's gonna be with little tidbits and things, history. I've got two books to get illustrated. Was hoping to do before I moved, but looks like I'll do after I moved. I have my own little book I need to get done. I don't know much time to do it in. I could try to bring some of that here, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll probably stop at Publix tomorrow, weigh myself, see if I've dropped anything. I was gonna make a trip to the storage room tomorrow. I have so much to do. All right, we got this too. I think I would go over this with a gray. You know, we'll feel that's up front. Same with the tree is you want to make sure you give it a sense of depth. Yeah, I'll go back over that with some gray. But I'll start off with this. So I want that. I've got something more to do here with that. By the way, I should make sure I have a couple leaves in here. I'm gonna do that with something another. I've got another pen I want to use for this. Golly, I'm so sleepy. It's been miserably hot here, not 90s today. It's gonna go to the storage room this weekend, and that makes it 100 at storage room. But it's gonna be considerably cooler tomorrow and the next few days. It's also gonna be raining thing. I hope. We desperately need rain here. I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna so kind of fold this a little bit so those folds keep up. This is not watercolor board, it's watercolor paper. I'll open up a little bit of frosty and take a guzzle here. Maybe that'll help me get this. This is Micron 5 sepia color. Fits well for this. Hopefully my life settles for a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be the third time in a row I've moved around the same time. I actually moved twice between 2000 and 2003, 2000, beginning of 2004. And since I moved 3 times, it's no fun. I moved last year, February. Kind of moved twice there too. And I think I moved February, beginning of February. And I again moved again in March to where I am now. Now I'm moving from here. I'm not good with that stuff. Some people don't mind being a wandering soul. I can be a wandering soul as long as I have a base that's consistent. See, let me just take a peek at what I got here right now. Now, what's good? I'm putting a lot of time into this. Well, adding little dots really gives more texture, makes it give more of a tree feel. Real important. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoopsie. Probably do this tomorrow while I'm at the. It'd be more sensible for me to be working on inking this at a meeting where I'm half listening or listening. I actually listen much better when I'm drawing than any other time. It's because I did caricature where I was intensely listening to every word, every breath that someone took across from me. I was really, really good at zooming in on that. In fact, I've said if you see me sitting and looking at someone, and it seems like I'm listening, ask me about what they said afterward, and I won't know. It doesn't stick with me. It sticks with me when I draw and listen. It does not stick with me otherwise. 47 years of doing that, gets to you later. I don't put too much detail. That's why I've kind of approached this as I have. Make sure this is lighter too. This is a Suwannee River back here. Yeah, I'm checking messages over because that was something I'm still confused about why I've had problems with comments on. I don't know why I've had problems over at Facebook, but certainly have. Hard. It's really sad. So many people were posting it yesterday, and I had no idea until after I did it. And I said, "If you want to reach me, don't reach me by my personal phone number text-wise. Yeah, reach me through Facebook, I'll see it, so that's one reason I'm checking. And just the idea of I don't get as I said, I don't want to get too deep. I'm getting a little more detail than I meant to. Should be doing this. But I'm also helping check people into the meeting tomorrow. I've got little duties to do. Person speak I've heard speak already in person. No more detail to the rabbit. And this is a Suwannee River, and it's somewhere not far off US 19 around Perry's what I'm thinking. Now I'll more officially get this done when I move to the new location. Of course, I'm not even sure I'm going to set up yet or even connect to the internet yet over there, but for all I know, I won't be able to. Get me stop for a second. Let me look up. That's how that's looking. Dead leaves. That's doing okay. A lot more colorful than I thought. Yes. Oh, I was doing these for a while, few years ago, where everything had a Florida history theme, and I kind of got away from it. But discussing this, well, that was yesterday, day before yesterday, definitely direction I want to go. Just makes sense. Now, who knows? I may just come out of it and decide not to do it. I think I will be. Mhm. Thing I've heard about YouTube is that people aren't getting notifications I'm doing lives, and I don't know. Bill did, I guess, or did he just come across I was doing a live? I don't know, but I've heard that folks find out after I've done them. Also, there are those who can't comment here for some reason. I don't know what that's about either. I wish I was savvy enough to, but no, I don't want to wish. I don't wish I was savvy enough. I know enough stuff. I don't need to know anything else. Well, let others handle that. How about that? Yeah, so I want a some work to make good. This is a Tombow gray impression of this. Push to come out. Being a little more being in the foreground. And yeah, I could do a heavy black, but see what I can do to use this. See how that looks. Let's see how that looks. Ah, a little darker, huh? Yeah, that makes a big difference. Wow, does that make a difference? See, those guys now stand out on, don't they? Of course, I'm using gray and not the, so I'm using a little heavier, but I think that looks better. You don't think so? You tell me. I like to know. I like hearing feedback. Oh my goodness gracious me. Heck, oh, stop it. Hold on. Another one here. I don't know how it'll work. Another pit brush. Oh, what this? Oh, wow. Well, obviously mixed media or mixed markers. That's good, actually. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I think this should be a little darker. Well, a little too dark. Just some light. So see if it's yeah. How's that? I bet that looks better. So if I kept in here and do a little bit of dashing in here. Well, I get a lot of attention now. That's what I do. No, it's discouraging. Yeah, I was the it wasn't the audience earlier, just audience last night on Facebook. Quite a number of people. I thought there was nobody there. Turns out there were not quite a number of people. I didn't even notice it. Now, what I'm kind of avoiding here. So I knew whatever I did there, I'd have to do something different up here. So that other stuff did work. I know I was going to do something darker up here. You said I haven't left here since Wednesday night. Okay, see that too. I'll pop that up so I can see what I'm doing. All right, let's see how that looks. I don't really want to get a sense that that tree is over their heads. And really, I should have shadows going across here, but yeah, I think that's not bad. Get some thoughts from friend about this, and I think it's okay. So Easter along the Suwannee River. All right. Thank y'all for watching. I'll slip away here. It's 8 p.m. Wow, I didn't know I nailed 8 p.m. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I'll see y'all next time. It's Rob Smith. Take care. Happy Easter to all, and to all a good night. Good night.